This is the Barnstead ST-75935/L steam sterilizer. It has an easy-to-read LCD display that lets you view the sterilization and diagnostics program. The chamber dimensions are 12 inches in diameter by 18 inches deep. It is powered by 120 volts AC, requiring a 15 amp service, and has a convenient built-in printer. The Barnstead tabletop steam sterilizer has been designed for use in medical and dental offices, university laboratories, clinics, hospitals, and other locations where a variety of materials require sterilization. I'd like to show you some of the features. First is the power switch is right underneath here. And after a short boot, it is ready to use. Let me point out some of the features here. First, there are 4 pre-programmed cycles, one being unwrapped, which is typically 135 degrees C, with the sterilization time being 3 minutes. Let me show you some of the features of the sterilizer. First is the main power switch underneath. And it is ready to use when it says select cycles. Now there are 4 pre-programmed cycles that are standards of both the medical and dental industry. The first one here is liquids. Liquids run typically at 121 degrees C for a sterilization time of 15 minutes. The unwrapped goods runs at 135 degrees for a sterilization time of 3 minutes. The wrapped goods run at 135 degrees C for a sterilization time of 10 minutes. And packs run at 121 degrees C for 30 minutes. Also very important, especially for the dental industry, is an optional cycle here. What this optional cycle allows you to do is set your time for sterilization, your temperature, your pressures. You can set all of those independently and run them. To give an example, I'm going to open the door. Now the door has a catch on the bottom here. And inside there's both the carrier along with one tray. For our demonstration, I'm just going to use a few loose instruments. I've got a hemostat here, a pair of tweezers, and a pack of cotton-tipped applicators. Typically, there is a pink strip on here that also tests to see that any biological elements have been completely sterilized. What will happen is there are actually spores on top of this pink strip here, and when we sterilize it, this strip will turn brown, proving that all biological matter has been sterilized. We'll just plop that in here along with that. Now it's very important that when you tighten this down, that you make sure that the handles are vertical. There is a slot in the side here that once this starts to run, a pin comes out and locks this, so you cannot accidentally open it when it's under high pressure. Since we're using some unwrapped goods, we will push the cycle. Now this is set again, as I had mentioned, for 135 for 3 minutes once it is up to that temperature and pressure. The other nice feature about this is this wonderful little printer. This little printer will keep track of every different step of the program and will actually produce for you a complete hard copy showing the entire run of the sterilization. We're actually going to run one of these right now. We're going to leave our drying time there. Okay, the first cycle or event step will be that it is filling the chamber with the particular amount of water. I believe it's 420 milliliters for the unwrapped instruments. Distilled or DI water is put in the top reservoir here. This reservoir can hold 7 liters. Now, once the water is filled, it'll start heating, and every 1 minute, this will make a recording of the progress of both the heat and the pressure. Once it reaches 135 degrees, it will then start the sterilization process. We're going to come back in a little bit and see how we're doing, and this should go pretty well. Our sterilizer, once it reaches the preset temperature of 135, it will switch from the heating mode to the sterilization mode. For unwrapped goods, that sterilization mode will take 3 minutes to complete. Okay, it has started the sterilization cycle, which will last for 3 minutes. It has now completed the sterilization cycle. It will now vent the chamber. As you can see, the steam is being exhausted back into the reservoir. There is a small vent in the top here, so no pressure builds up in here at all. Now this will continue to vent until the pressure is down to 1 psi. You physically cannot open the door until it is down below that because the door is locked. Once it does reach 1 psi, you will then be instructed to open the door and start the drying cycle. The drying cycle simply takes the remaining water or moisture in the chamber and completely dries it out before you remove your work pieces. Okay, we are almost complete with the venting process. We are almost down to 1 psi. Again, the printer is tracking the entire cycle. The next step, it will now remove any remaining water from the chamber, and it is pumped back into the reservoir. The beep lets you know that it is now safe to open the chamber. Take care, there is still steam that is hot. And now we will simply start the drying cycle. And the drying cycle will run for approximately 15 minutes. Okay, we have completed a unwrapped cycle. The entire cycle was completed in 28 minutes. We can now remove our goods. And we have our little hemostats, our tweezers, and most importantly, this has gone from bright pink to brown, which indicates that it has killed any biological substances or anything else inside the sterilizer. It's very easy to operate and conforms to all the standards of both the medical and dental industries.